groundbreaking museums. Stunning collections and beautiful landscapes. York Museum's Trust is playing a major role in making York a world-class cultural centre.
One of the most important things about York is the maturity of its tourism offer, and the role that York Museum's Trust and its sites play in that is incredibly important to us.
Thanks to major funding and increased income, we've welcomed thousands of extra visitors to enjoy and be inspired by our collections. We've achieved this by developing new partnerships, using new technology and investing in our museums and gardens.
I like objects, I like bygones, I'm an awful collector of things. I see something and I think, who had that? What does that mean? To me, this is the only museum that really directly addresses my feelings about objects. My first novel, Behind the Scenes at the Museum, I think it's a novel about things as well. And when I was writing it, I didn't have a title. Round about halfway through, I had a dream. It was middle of the night, it was very dark, I was on my own and I was walking around the Castle Museum. And as I walked around, everything came to life. Suddenly those empty grates flared up and the fires were lit. The horse started moving, the carriage started moving. And I just woke up and I thought, that dream had a title. That dream was called Behind the Scenes at the Museum. And the next thought, of course, was, what a great title for the book. I think without the Castle Museum and without the dream, the novel would have had a different title.
We came specially to look at the ichthyosaur fossil. Small children that are really into dinosaurs, it's fantastic.
Our collections continue to attract international attention because they're just so valuable and they're so well known with their really rich history. The project with Lund University in Sweden was to do with finding out the colour of the ichthyosaur, because we have one of the very few examples known with skin tissue preserved. They were able to analyse that and discover what colour the ichthyosaur actually was. There's been a project running for the last few years here to get the Victorian Library accessible to as many people as possible. There were about 10,000 books here predating 1900 and they form the original library of the Yorkshire Philosophical Society. They've been instrumental in coming in as volunteers, helping us to know what we have here. We have a lot of first editions, gifts from authors, things with original annotations in the margins. So we're really trying to catalogue those books. We're now going to be photographing them and putting them online so as many people as possible can see the amazing things that we have here.
It's been really interesting, actually. Just nice to see it all sort of happening as you've been able to talk about it, and we've learned some quite interesting stuff about Victorians and their weird attitudes to food, haven't we?
It's really exciting to find something and think about how I might use that in an exciting learning experience with people, to teach them more about our collections and what the objects tell us about the past and what stories they can reveal.
It's very important to invest in education in museums because it encourages children to embark upon lifelong learning, and it means that what they learn as children from the museum now, it may spark them to actually come back to the museum as adults.
Museums, heritage and culture is all about access for all. So we need our people to be enthusiastic, passionate, outward facing, to carry that message across to the public who come to visit us.
It's a really special place within the cityscape. It's a haven of tranquility amongst the bustling streets of York, and it's somewhere where everybody can come and enjoy themselves, and it's part of our job as custodians to make sure that it's still here for future generations to enjoy.
It's just got a nice atmosphere. People are doing all sorts of different things in the garden, so it's a place for people to come and relax and to play.
The Tansy Beetle project was a really exciting one for the gardens to be involved in. The Museums Trust worked really closely with the Tansy Beetle Action Group. The tansy beetle is such an endangered insect, and it's really great that the gardens can play a part in their conservation. Countryfile spent an entire day filming for a piece at one of our tansy beetle beds, which was really great at raising awareness. There are great plans for extending the garden when the art gallery opens in 2015, and one of the ideas that we have is an edible woodland where every plant will have something that you can eat. That's a way of introducing quite interesting conversations about food sustainability, food production, where your food actually comes from.
York Art Gallery is currently undergoing an £8 million redevelopment, and when we reopen in spring/summer 2015, we're going to be bigger and better, so we'll have 60% more display space, a suite of 3 new interconnecting exhibition galleries, a new centre for ceramic art showcasing our internationally important collection of ceramics.
It would be great for people to say, oh, I'm not going to London to see an exhibition, I'm going to York Art Gallery. It's a fantastic gallery and it's got fantastic collections.
And it's not just our physical spaces that are changing.
It's really important to our visitors to redevelop the York Museum Trust website. So we want to reflect all the exciting things that we've got going on in the museums. We have a great social media channel with all our curators and staff. They're really excited about bringing that sort of message to the world and being able to communicate with our visitors. We've got some other really exciting new changes online. For the first time this year, we're now working with Google on their art project, and it's fantastic that we're going to be able to bring our collections not only on our own website but on Google's website to the world.
We're really just going to spread the net and try and get our new exhibitions to reach as wide an audience as possible, for the public as well as for academics and researchers. Digital volunteering is a key part of my role. We've been working on a project based on the History Pin platform at the moment, and we've got volunteers taking pictures of our artworks from York and putting them on Google Maps. It means that the public can engage with our collections even when they're not on show. So the future holds more access to more of the things that the Trust has.
York Venues is an important part of York Museums Trust, as all income contributes to keeping the Trust self-sustainable.
We have all sorts of weddings here, from the fairy tale to the more quirky. We love them all and we welcome everyone's ideas.
York Museums Trust is proud to play a key part in the economic and cultural life of York and the region.
It's important for Museum Development Yorkshire to help other organisations across the region, and in some instances it's really quite quick. So where we've advised people to move a donation box from point A to point B, and that happens straight away. But in other instances it's where we've sown a seed maybe 3 or 4 years previously, and then suddenly we see really wonderful things happening at that museum, and that's a really great feeling.
We've really needed a local partner that really understands us as an organisation. York Museums Trust have really come in and held a hand, supported us through the process for the future.
Favourite bit of my job, I think, is making everything accessible to the public. Getting lots of communities in, getting enthusiasts in, and it's really nice to see the excitement on people's face when they see things that they wouldn't normally have access to. And I think it's really important that that's something that we do, that we involve the community and we let people come in and share and enjoy what we're doing.
I was very heavily involved in York Mystery Plays 2012, of which York Museums Trust were a major partner. To be outside with the backdrop of St Mary's Abbey gave it an incredibly strong, rooted feeling, medieval York to 21st century York. York Mystery Plays 2012 would not have happened without the partnership of Riding Lights Theatre Company, York Theatre Royal and York Museums Trust.
I think over the last 2 years we've had a really exciting time. One of the highlights was the visit by the Queen. York celebrated 800 years of being a city. At the Yorkshire Museum we had a fabulous exhibition about York in medieval times. We have another capital project at the Castle Museum. It's a really exciting project. It's all about the First World War. We were very keen that we would become regional leaders in this.
Oh, the Museums Trust and all the city's attractions are hugely important. York has 7 million visitors and we know about 86% of those visit attractions as part of their stay. So the constant variety and change that we see in our attractions is hugely important to making sure those visitors come back again.
We're looking forward to building even further on our past successes with our exciting and ambitious plans for years to come.
And it's just a really good day out in York.
I didn't expect a museum to be like this.
Lots of things to do. It's great.